If you're an accountant looking to grow your firm in 2026 using marketing strategies that actually work, then you have clicked on the right video. If we have yet to meet before, my name's Katie Thomas. I'm a CPA and have run Leaders Online for the past 8 years, which is a digital marketing agency that helps accountants increase their impact, influence, and income. Now, when it comes to working with firms, we have seen it all. We have tested it all. We work with firms that are as large as top 100 all the way down to just one or two partners. If you are someone that clicked on this video and is like, yes, I'm all in on building my firm this year, then this video is going to be a game changer for you. These 7 tips will actually get you results. And be sure to stay for the 7th one because that is the strategy that I see used the least often. So you will not want to miss it. Now, let's start with what most firms are traditionally growing with. It's referrals. And actually, the first marketing strategy that I want you to attack in 2026 is referrals. This does not mean sitting back and waiting passively for referrals to come your way. That's what most of us do because that's what we've been shown and taught throughout our entire careers. However, it's time to create an intentional referral strategy. What does this look like? This means going to your best clients, those lawyers, those financial advisors that you constantly send your clients to work with and telling them, hey, here are the type of people that we can best help. Here are the services that we can help them with. Do you know anyone who matches this criteria? Then I want you to make it really easy for them to send that referral over. Ideally, you have some sort of landing page that they can pass along that outlines exactly who you help, how you help, what it looks like to work with you, and how someone can take that next step. The goal here is to make it really easy, not only for someone to refer you, but for that person on the other end saying, you know what, I fit this. Because the thing is, you don't want just more clients. You want the right clients. So strategy number 1 is to create an intentional referral system. Strategy number 2 is going to be to create 1 long form video a week. And when I say long form, it does not need to be an hour or so long. It's simply 15 to 20 minutes. And from that video, you can create a ton of other content, from lots of short form clips to go across social media, to a blog, to a newsletter. There's so much content that can be created from this, and you can do it really easily. In fact, if you use my system, which I'm going to link a video here as well as below, going over this entire system on how you can easily create a ton of content in hardly any time at all a week. And if you follow it, you can show up everywhere, because the truth is your ideal clients, your best prospects, they're online, they're scrolling, they're searching, and if you don't show up, you know who is? Your competitors. So you need to be visible. It's no longer something that if, hey, I just want to get ahead a little bit, I need to be online. No, you have to be there. It's the bare minimum to show up. Now, number 3 is to get super clear on your message and on your offer. A marketing agency can help you flesh this out, but they cannot create it for you. Only you know your values are, what you stand for, what you offer, your goals, your aspirations, and all of this has to be packaged up so that you have very clear messaging and you can own your value and what essentially you can provide, the transformations that you can create. And this is going to be the foundation of all of your marketing, from your referral strategy to your content going out to your website. It's the foundation of everything. If you haven't gotten super clear on it, then now is the time to do so. And if you guys would like a video on how you can get really clear on this, let me know, leave a comment below, and I can create a whole video about that. Strategy number 4 is going to be to capture existing demand. I want you to imagine for a second. You are looking for a new restaurant, and so your friend mentions one. Hey, let's try out this new restaurant. Neither of you have heard about it. Neither of you know really what's on the menu. So what do? You probably go to Yelp or to Google, somewhere so that you can look up reviews and you can read the menu and decide, okay, do I want to go here? Is it worth my time? Is it worth me investing in? And if you Google it or you get on Yelp and you can't find anything, what do? You probably look for the next option. So your website, it needs to have essentially what your prospects need to know to say, is it worth the next step? It should clearly state who you serve, how you help, what the next steps are. And I recommend that you also have some sort of pricing. It doesn't have to say, hey, this is exactly what you're going to pay. It could talk about different tiers. It could talk about base pricing, something to give that person a little bit of a sense of, okay, here's kind of what I can expect in terms of payment. And then as far as taking the next step with you, that should also be clear. Should they fill out a form and then they go to a calendar page? What does that look like? Don't leave them wondering. We want to capture our existing demand. It's astonishing how many accountants are essentially just leaving money and even worse, leaving transformation out there, because whenever you help people, you really create some sort of transformation for them. They're just leaving it on the table because they don't have an effective way to capture these people coming their way. Strategy number 5 is going to be to simply show up on LinkedIn 3 times a week. We love LinkedIn at Leaders Online because, one, most people want to reach business owners and they are on LinkedIn. And the thing with LinkedIn is how the algorithm works is you can post today something and it can show up on someone's feed days, even weeks, even months from now. So the post has longevity, and not a lot of people create content on LinkedIn, whereas on Instagram, that percentage of people consuming versus creating is a lot higher. Your content has a harder time getting discovered on Instagram. So show up at least 3 times a week on LinkedIn. Most likely your ideal clients are there. They're hanging out, they're consuming content. You just need to show up. And with that, make sure that you have an optimized profile that clearly states who you are, how you help, and how someone can take that next step. Now, when I talk about posting 3 times a week, this does not have to be complicated. You can think about sharing transformations that you've helped clients achieve. You can talk about different things that you're going through as a partner or a founder and how you've overcome those challenges. Really, at the end of the day, we are all people and people connect with people. If you're working with a client that you don't connect with, you don't enjoy working with, you probably eventually are going to transition them out of your firm. And the same goes for your clients. They want to like who they work with. And so by putting out content like that, that shows who we are and it can actually create that connection with someone, it's extremely powerful. And then outside of that, of course, there's educational content. Now, if you are going to put out educational content, make sure that it's really easy for someone to understand. They're not accountants. They don't want to likely do their accounting unless you have some sort of course or something that you are targeting those DIY people. Mostly they're coming to you to take care of things for them. So with educational content, you want to put it out there to be helpful, but keep in mind that they don't want to know likely the ins and outs of how to do it themselves. Strategy 6 builds off a bit of what we were talking about before with transformation, and that's to really stop selling and start teaching. And when I say teaching, I don't mean teaching in depth on complicated, complex topics. I mean teaching about your process, your framework, the transformations you can provide. You really want people to see, hey, they have helped someone in my spot with my problem or my goals, and they've helped them overcome those problems or reach those goals. That's the key to all of this. You want to be seen as that person that can help them get from point A to point Z or wherever they want to go. That is where the magic comes in. Strategy number 7, and this is a strategy that I see very, very, very few firms taking advantage of, and that's to create a binge-worthy brand. Think about whenever you've sat down and you've watched a Netflix show, you went to watch one episode, and suddenly you're on the 3rd and then the 4th, and then what do you know? You've finished the series because it was just so good you could not stop. You want to become that binge-worthy brand. You want to become that person where people can't wait to learn about your insight and hear about how you can transform their life and where they want to go, help them reach those goals, hitting back on what we talked about. You want to create that where they're like, hey, I want to see their posts, or maybe I want to tune into their podcast. I want to watch their YouTube videos. When you create that binge-worthy brand, people become diehard fans of you. And even if they don't become your client, they're likely to be like, hey, I know this person. Have you thought about working with them? Or they hear on the street, someone says, I am having this problem. Oh, did you know that this person, they help people with exactly that? And when you create that binge-worthy brand, you're absolutely irreplaceable. None of these strategies are novel. None of these strategies are hard to implement, especially if you're using my content strategy that I'm going to link below, but these do work. These are working for firms in the top 100. These are working for firms with just one or two partners. They're what works. So I want to hear from you. Comment down below what strategy you're going to try next, and be sure to subscribe to catch my next video. I'll see you then.